I'm interested in the history. It's a tragedy that we are not teaching history.
Don't canonize a rebel. That's all they are saying.
No. That's why I'm saying I'm interested in the history. And I pay my dues when it comes to the historiography. Okay? If I'm wrong, let me know. But the truth is what I hope I'm going to tell based on what I have studied. Now, let's get this right. One, all great people have great flaws. Winston Churchill, one man, stood up against Germany, rallied the whole country, rallied the rest of the world, got America into the war and defeated Hitler. Winston Churchill was an imperialist and a racist. Yes. Terrible one. Great men have great flaws. Mahatma Gandhi, who we all know, okay, great man like that, he was a bigot. All right, we lawyers, we know about Lord Denning. Denning was a terrible racist. I still have his picture in my office. So Kwame Nkrumah was the greatest African of the last millennium, bar none. Nelson Mandela was voted second. Kwame Nkrumah from Nkrofum, not many people understand how he even got up from that place to become what he became, was the greatest president we've ever found. But me, Kofi Bentil, I can give you a full lecture on all the things that were wrong with Kwame Nkrumah. You saw a bit of it from Franklin's thing. Okay? But I'll always say he was the greatest African of the last millennium.
When you were doing your Aspen Alewa Fellowship, did you read about Nkrumah from, this man, this famous Kenyan
I remember something like that.
Oh, this guy.
Ali Mazuri.
Ali Mazuri.
I interviewed.
Did you read?
Ali Mazuri.
Did you read his criticism?
You remember I came to give a lecture when we were in school?
Yeah.
I remember. I
correct.
interviewed him.
It
was a fantastic lecture.
Correct.
It goes back here, man.
He summed it up.
Wow.
Nkrumah was a great African, but
bad Ghanaian.
Yeah. Yes.
He summed it up.
So for all of you who may have read all of Nkrumah's books, there's a fellowship I'm referring to that Kofi and I have been part of, fellows of that fellowship. And we had to read Ali Mazuri's, work on Nkrumah.
The paradox.
And to tell you the bad side, we're always talking about his positive side.
That's where I'm going. And all this preamble is to say, we are not bashing Kwame Nkrumah.
No, we're not.
Okay? But like I say, I can give you a whole lecture about why. And it doesn't take away from him. We have to all learn so we don't make those mistakes. So right now, I have the Gen Zs in my mind. And I'm going to try and speak to them. And I've started the way I've started. The next thing I want to tell them is this. Time resolves many controversies. Time. When you are in the middle of something, you can't really appreciate it. But over time, many controversies are resolved. Now, when that is said, what you need to understand is this. Kwame Nkrumah, the greatest president we ever had, got to a point where his mind messed up. Many people, after they survive an assassination attempt, change. Donald Trump. Many people, I don't have time to go through the history, but Kwame Nkrumah went through a phase and he changed. Paul was talking about some of it, that popular as he is and whatever, he feared that thing, and so many things. I'm not good.
You just mentioned Donald Trump, your Christian evangelicals, they are hailing him.
Yes, and the guy clearly is not well. He's putting up pictures of presidents as apes, So the next thing I want them to understand is that after time resolving it, people also change, especially when they suffer some traumatic events or whatever it is. Now, all that said, note this is a fact of our history. A time came when Kwame Nkrumah became an insufferable despot. What I mean is, he will not let anybody breathe in this country. Ask your grandfather, they will tell you. If I lived at the time when Kwame Nkrumah wrote that constitution, he would shoot me because I will be on the street
with you, my brother.
Face.
I said, even the president.
All of us.
All of us
will be suicide bombers.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
So listen, I'm talking to the young people here.
The veranda boys.
Listen, he was great, but he wasn't perfect. And to that extent, people like even J.B. Dankwa, he locked them up and they died in jail. So at that time, you had a situation. Because of that situation, he was overthrown. Now, there are times when something makes sense within that space. We call them epochs, times. But that's what I'm saying, time resolves many things. Now, there's a law passed to honor Ike Kotoka. Because at the time, he was the biggest hero in Ghana. He saved this country from a despot, and there was nothing else to remove him. Now, that must be understood in its context. But there's something else I also say about that. I said, look, some people do things which if they didn't do, nobody else will be able to do.
Yeah.
But some people also do things which if they didn't do, even time will resolve it. Let me explain what I'm saying. Kotoka did what he did, and at the time he was a hero. Justified. But what if Kotoka didn't overthrow Kwame Nkrumah? Kwame Nkrumah would die. He had cancer, he didn't know, he would have died. My point is that let's give Kotoka his place in that space. But time has resolved the controversy of the nature of heroism that Kotoka had. Kotoka is what we call a one-shot hero. Kwame Nkrumah is a hero for all time. So over time, Kotoka's heroism has waned. Over time, Kwame Nkrumah's heroics have ascended. The cream has come to the top. We all have come to accept that. Like Gandhi, like Churchill, like all those people, great men have great flaws. After he's suffering all the things that he suffered, Kwame Nkrumah, with all his negatives, got to a point where he was insufferable. Somebody knocked him off. At the time, that person was a hero. Now, do we want to celebrate those heroes? Let me explain why that's important, because we are saying all kinds of things about it. In this country, we have had many coups. And this country has decided across aisles, political aisles, that we don't want coups. One. Two, that we will not celebrate coups. 31st December, it was ruled in court that we will not celebrate coups. When we were writing the 1992 Constitution, we put there what we call the perpetual clause. And in that clause, we said that anybody who does a coup and overthrows this Constitution, everybody, no matter who you are, should work against that person, overthrow that person, and restore this Constitution. That's what we call the perpetual clause. What it means is, in our Constitution, in our judge-made law, and in all our discussions, we have agreed as a country that, one, we will not celebrate coups, we will not tolerate coups anymore. And therefore, it stands to reason if today we say the heroic deed that Kotoka did, we have come full circle. Time has resolved that issue. And the resolution of the issue is to the effect that we will not celebrate it. Now, question is, when you weigh it all, is Kotoka a hero? He was a hero. Based on everything I've said today, I don't think we can post him as a hero per se to our children. We explain why he was a hero in a certain time. Is Kwame Nkrumah a hero? Yes, he was a hero. Is still a hero. All right? I said I can give you a full lecture about what was wrong about Kwame Nkrumah, but he's still a hero. Now, question. Who do you name an airport after? Oliver Tambo, Murtala Mohammed, John F. Kennedy. There is a certain way when you go around the world.
That's right.
So if you ask me, it looks like that. But I think we've named too many things after Kwame Nkrumah. That's my view. I think we've named too many things after Kwame Nkrumah. That's one. Number two, if you want to name something like an airport, even though Kotoka has its place, should you name your national airport? I think not. Let me give you a suggestion. The whole airport is there. Name it Kotoka. Let me give you a suggestion. We have Akwaje interchange. We have Tetekwashe interchange. Name the Peduase interchange at Kotoka. That's fine. Why? The name remains. We can tell our children what he did in context. Let me tell you why I've come to this thing. Many years now, every time I say Kotoka...
Primary school in Bama Company.
Yes, they have Kotoka little things here, but I'm saying something more prominent is befitting.
The school, okay.
So the whole airport, absolutely, name it.
There's the